Welcome back and thanks for joining us today. Today is going to be more of a not so much a product review, but more of a tech support session on which product to use and when to use it. We're going to take a look at different types of spackling and wood putty and wood filler and what product I recommend to use in what situation. Let's get right into it.
All right, so we're just going to go through these here. I'm not going to spend too much time on any one product, but just kind of give an example of a good situation for each product and when and where to use it. The first is going to be our basic, just your spackling compound. This comes in a couple different flavors. This is great for any basic trim work that you have to fill your trim nail holes. It's not going to do any larger holes or cracks, but if you want to just apply something with even your finger, because this is a water cleanup product, this works really well. You go through 20-30 minutes later, sand it down with the sanding sponge, and you're ready for your primer and top coat of paint. Don't use this in new drywall applications. Even if you missed a nail hole or a screw hole in new drywall, take the time and go through and use a joint compound. Don't try to save time by using this. You're going to have cracks and nail pops galore because this stuff will shrink. It's not a hard finish. So very basic filler for holes and nails in your basic trim that's going to get a paint. Moving on to a little bit more repair work. Quick Wood is a great product made by JB Weld. This is a 2-part epoxy. You could use it on the interior or exterior application. This is going to be for some larger holes, filling a large nail hole or a dowel hole, rot. Wear some gloves, knead this together, apply it to your surface, let it dry, and then sand it. This does finish hard, it sands well, and it accepts paint very well, but this is a little bit more for repair versus a basic trim that just needs a spackle to fill a hole. But good product, keep it off your skin. Plastic wood is great for lots of products. I like to use this. You can use it inside and outside, but this is for a stained wood surface that's going to be getting a transparent finish. This blends very well with different types of wood species and different types of colors and varnishes. Fairly quick working time. Once you mix this up on your putty knife or scrap piece of wood, you're only going to have a few minutes to apply this, but it does dry pretty quick, which means you can sand it pretty quick and move forward with your project. Make sure you store this correctly with the label up and the lid tightly closed. You'll notice that the lid appears to be on the bottom of the can or the label upside down, but for long-term storage, you want the label up with the lid on the bottom. That makes sure it doesn't dry in the can, so when you open it, you have a product that's not wasted. Comes in lots of different colors. I happen to have natural and white here, which is what I use a lot. The next product, let's go ahead and do the Bondo next. Bondo is a great wood filler. You can use it to fill nail holes and screw holes. You can also use it to do a lot of repair work for rotted wood or larger gaps and cracks. This stuff works awesome. You'll notice some of them has, let's see here. Yeah, I believe like this can here, is intended for an automotive application on a car, but it works great on woodworking projects. The cans might have different labels and different descriptions, but they're all very similar as long as it's a body filler. It is a 2-part filler. You have the compound in the can, and then you'll have a cream hardener that comes with it. Typically that's going to come in a gray, blue, red, or a brown. The brown is going to be more for the specified wood filler. About a 5 to 10 minute working time at max on Bondo. It dries extremely hard for interior or exterior. It is sandable. but it will chew up sandpaper. You're not going to sand this too well by hand. It's better with an orbital sander, but it does sand. It will go through some sandpaper. I would like to see the VOC content on this stuff because it stinks. You need to have fresh air or some circulation. This stuff will smell up a room or a house in about 5 minutes. So just keep that in mind. But this is going to be a long-lasting, extremely hard, durable filler or putty that it's going to be very hard to find something that's better than this. But it's a little bit more for professional use versus a homeowner or a DIYer. You can tell I've got a ton of them here. I use it all the time. Very good shelf life as long as you close the can. So this would probably be my top here. And last but not least, this is the only product that I had around that you put on a finished product. If you have a finished piece of trim that already has its final coat of paint and you're not going to be painting it or staining it, Minwax or Varathane wood putty, there's other brands as well. Comes in a lot of different colors. This happens to be white, but this stuff works great to fill your nail holes. Fill your nail holes, smooth it out, and wipe it off with a damp cloth, and you're good to go. This does not go on before the finish. This will not accept the finish. So this goes on a finished product only. Hopefully that gives a good understanding of kind of some basic fillers and putties that you can use. Just make sure, read up a little bit on the exact application temperatures, working time, dry time, and finish time. They all vary. Again, I would have to go with the Bondo, but it doesn't have, it's not good for every application. Hopefully that gives you guys an understanding. Now I'm rambling on. Don't know how to close the video, but subscribe, and we have some more exciting stuff coming up here real soon.